Hello, everybody. Welcome to From the Hangar podcast. I'm your host, Lem Malabuyo, and we are in a special, different hangar this time. We are coming from MAF in Lesotho, which is a country completely surrounded by the country of South Africa. We have a program here for, oh man, I don't know how many decades it's been. It's been a long time. But what's really cool about this one is that we have two Basotho men here who are willing to sit down and talk to me about just what the program is like for them here working at MEF Lesotho. So on your left, we have Thoahlane. Is that, did I say it right?
Thoahlane.
His nickname is TK, so I'm just gonna call him TK for now, but he can introduce himself as Thoahlane. And then we have Rethabile as well. So I'm just gonna let them introduce themselves. Thoahlane, how about you go first?
Hello, my name is Thoahlane Khalala, and I've been here a very long time ago, since 1995. That's when I joined MEF. I was like 19 years old. That just can tell you how much or how long I've been here. So yeah, welcome.
How about yourself?
Hello, my name is Rethabile Sello. I've been with MEF since 2012, and it's been a great joy being here.
That's awesome. And so, Rethabile, what is your job here at MEF?
My job here is primarily loading airplanes.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome. And TK, your role?
Yeah, I'm A&P mechanic,
Okay.
technician.
Wow.
Yeah, I started as a loader too.
Okay.
Like I said, I started long time ago. So
Wow.
after some time, then they called me into maintenance side. So, but yeah.
Okay, so you said that you started working here in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 2024. It's 29 years. Next year is going to be 30 years that you've been here.
Yeah.
Woo! That's awesome. And you said you started as a loader. So can you tell me like what set you on the path to become a mechanic here? Like what did someone did you express interest in that, or did someone see that in you and encourage you to go into that role?
I don't know. Maybe they saw the potential in me, but back in the days, when there was not much on my plate, in terms of loading and stuff, they would ask me, maybe, let's say on the inspection, like opening the wings and stuff like that, and then the guys would take it from there, kind of like see the interest in me, and then one of the guys that was back then, Mike Schatz, and then he said, "Hey, would you be interested in joining the maintenance?" And that's how it started. And
That's
I was really excited about
great.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good. And Rethabile, how did you come to know MEF? What was the first time you heard about MEF?
Actually, when I came to MEF, I was actually working at a company called Partners in Health, but I was based here at MEF. So that's how I got to be here. And then as I was working for Partners in Health, one of the guys who were working here recommended me if I'd like to join the company. So that's how the grace of God manifested for me to be here.
And what year did you join then?
I joined MEF in 2012, but I had been here since towards the end of 2009 or 2010, somewhere there.
Oh, so you've been here for quite some time too.
Yes.
Oh man, I feel like the baby because I only joined in 2018. So I'm like the young
Oh my
MAF
goodness, 2018.
compared to you guys. Yes, yeah. Oh man,
Like 5 years.
oh, I'm the MA. You guys are the veterans.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, over the years, how have you guys liked MAF? What have been some highlights for you working here in MEF Lesotho? Can you guys think of some?
It's like I said before, it's like also with the transitions of the guys that have been here time and again, they will have to like go back and forth. We get to adjust or maybe get to know a certain family, certain folks, and then at times they would be like going, and it's like, oh, man, you have to start over again.
Oh.
It's like, okay, who's coming? And then, oh yeah, so and so is coming. Oh man, and then I don't know if that's just human, whereby you would expect so and so to be. Oh yeah, so and so is not like this one. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Emotions roller coaster, whereby you start from there. You thought you were here, and then all of a sudden it's like you have to start also learn how. Oh yeah, there's a different person now. I need to learn how he communicates,
Yeah.
how he do things,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But all in all, it has been really great to be here.
Yeah.
To serve the Lord here in Lesotho, and with the help of those guys that have been here so long time ago.
Yeah. So TK, you talked about you were talking about highlights with MAF, right? Like some of the highlights. Okay, so Rethabile, how about you? How has it been working here at MAF? What are some things that you enjoy about working here at MAF?
I think from my side, when I came here, as I had mentioned, that I was working for Partners in Health, so I was not a believer then. And so when for me to join MAF, some folks who work here presented the gospel to me. And so I got saved by Jesus Christ by working here at MAF. So for me it's a big highlight.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna dig into this spiritual aspect of it, because I think during my time here, just gathering video and photography and stuff like that, we interviewed you two for like a video about the Basotho staff at MAF. So, but it was very much like talking about, like TK talking about your mechanic role and Rethabile talking about your loader role. But we didn't really talk about like the spiritual aspect of MAF. So this is where I get to do that. So so I'm gonna start with you, Rethabile, because this is a good segue. You became a Christian because of the staff here just talking to you about Jesus.
Yes.
Just talk to me about like how that happened and kind of where did that go? How did your faith grow here at MAF once you became a Christian?
Okay. I think I got saved in 2011. And then, as I said, I came to MAF like in 2012. And so the person whom God really used especially to guide me to Christianity is Nadesefiri, who is our chaplain here.
Okay.
And so, and not only him, but everyone else. And so we became best friends from then. And then, as you know, he's our pastor here. So he used to ask me to join him in the trips that he would be involved in. Sometimes even going to the hospital with him, visiting the patients that we bring from the mountains. And so that mentorship helped me to grow spiritually so much that not after long, I also felt the calling on me as becoming a pastor. So
really?
So
man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Really
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so like right now I'm also in my studies, I'm studying theology with a concentration of Christian counseling, so that I can know better and more about Christ and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, that's so great. So wait, so when did you become a pastor, and how long have you been a pastor of a church now?
I think it's been like maybe 4 years or 5 years.
Okay.
But I'm not the senior pastor. I'm still under someone.
Yes.
But every now and then I'm pastoring and I'm teaching and I'm preaching. And so I don't have like my own church that is under me. But I'm still undergoing oversight through my pastor. And my pastor is also working here. His name is Nadolifant.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that Oliphant was also a pastor.
He is. At one point,
Oh,
we used to be
man.
like all in the same church.
Yes.
you
Oh,
know.
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, which
Do you,
is
and so TK, tell me about your kind of your spiritual journey. Like, when did you become a Christian?
that was back in the old days when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think, if I'm not mistaken, was like 1990 when I was doing uh, Form A. They used to say Form A's. I don't know what they call it lately. It's like grade 8.
Grade
Yeah.
8. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I was raised by my grandparents. My mom and dad got separated, so they pray for me. I would have like health complications one way or other, and my grandfather would pray for me. And then up until I learned I have to have this that he has, because at times, after he prayed for me, then I would feel that calmness.
Mm.
Above all, those have that inner peace that it's going to be okay.
Wow.
But even though you can't see it, but you feel like something is happening.
Yeah.
And up until I had to like own it, I was like, I have to make it mine. I don't know what expect when he's gone, like God has left us. So what he has, that's just like what you have on what you know, you can teach that to your kids.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they're going to hang on to that. When the going is tough, that's where they're going to like lean into that, because they've been fed that, they've eaten that. So even now, that's what I'm doing in my family. We pray together.
Oh, that's great.
We read the Bible together and study the Word of God.
Yeah. Oh, that's so, man, praise God for,
Yeah.
his provisions, like having grandparents who can show you what it's like to live like a follower of Jesus and bring you to faith like that. That's great.
Yeah.
And so then you joined the MAF 5 years later in 95.
Yes.
Yeah.
5 years later,
Yeah.
1995.
And, what was that like to work in a program with a team that was primarily Christian like this? And it's it's like an aviation, all airplanes and stuff, but they are very, very spiritual here. Like, what are some things around here that is that stands out as people who follow Jesus in a working environment?
It was really good, but really tough on the physical part of, because I was the only loader back then. We had like a fleet of 3 airplanes.
Yeah.
And then it was really tough. But at the same time, also depending where you come from, if you know like the mission and vision of what you are here for, also you are not going to stumble like, oh, what do I do now? Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about serving the Lord and understanding where I am, and also the impact that you can do and provide with the little things that we may call cleaning the airplanes, fueling the airplanes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, lives will be saved and the gospel will be preached. And
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that reminds me, like one of the questions we did ask you earlier was, how do you feel you contribute to the vision of MAF or the mission of MAF, right? And
yeah,
I mean, I love what you said. Like it's all serving the Lord, whatever you do. But maybe speak into a little bit more into that from your words.
It's you're not going to stumble a lot if, like I said earlier, if you know what you're doing, or even the calling, the bigger picture of where are we, what is the whole purpose.
Yeah.
And that's basically what's going to guide you, because like I said, it's not about me, it's not about what I know and what I can. So it's all about uplifting God, and also understanding the impact. I might not see it with my eyes, the impact, but also see lives being saved here, like we've delivered people from the mountains, we've had injuries, so many things done. Or we might even get used to that, see that so many times, and then you kind of like forget what you are here for.
Yeah.
But in the bigger picture, when you see people that was brought here really injured and then going back home, and then you'd see, wow, okay, I'm part of this team. I'm part of this vision. I'm part of this mission.
Yeah.
And then you get to embrace and rejoice into that.
Oh, that's
God's
awesome.
kingdom.
That's so encouraging to hear from you.
Yeah.
Honestly, TK, because we hear that a lot from states and from the pilots who are the families that go overseas or come back, and when you hear that from someone who lives here and is employed by MAF but you're on board with
that's true.
with the mission, and it's all about Jesus's name being praised. And so, I mean, how about yourself, Rethabile? You load and you unload, but you also, like you said, like you visit patients and speak into their lives. How do you feel like you contribute to MAF's like vision here?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I have learned since I've been here is that we're not only here for manual work. It starts from the spirit. And so like one of the things which I try to do is I try my best to pray even when I'm working. I pray in my heart, sometimes I even pray for the airplane. Father, I hope that what I have loaded and fastened, I've done it well, so that the pilot may be safe and the people that are inside the airplane, So it touches everything, the spirit and all the aspects. I remember one day, I think it's the pilot, Matthew Manson. He was going in the mountains, and so we wanted to leave a seat behind because of some reasons. And then I highlighted, hey, what if you have a code one and we have left a seat behind? And by some miracle, he got a code one. And fortunately, he accepted my advice, and the seat was back in.
Oh, man.
And so when he came back, he was so rejoicing that we had communicated that, and he was able to do everything that was supposed to be done.
Yeah.
So for me, it brought me like, wow, God is really working.
Yeah.
And so for me, this is not just about loading or scheduling or washing airplanes, but it's about the holistic work that God has called us to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. Oh man. So cool. Yeah, you guys are, man. Love you guys. It's so much fun. It's so great. Okay. So let's one of the questions I like to throw, like, not like weird questions out there, but I did want to ask, like, Rethabile, you load and you unload and you're all these different things. Like what are some strange things or some weird things that maybe you have loaded that's not necessarily conventional to you?
I'm not sure, but like for instance, sometimes as I had mentioned that we sometimes load ship, and so for me it was my first time to experience that. I didn't think an airplane can load a ship, and so it was like strange and funny at the same time. And sometimes we used to load them when they were alive.
Oh my goodness.
So we would put them wrapped in the tub, and sometimes they would have peed in the airplane.
Oh gosh.
But at least in the tub, and they don't smell very nice.
Oh my.
Until we came up with another policy that at least we should load them slaughtered and then put them in the pod.
Oh, okay.
So that at least if anything were to happen, it would happen in the port where it's easy to clean up.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I
Well,
think
there you go.
that's a highlight for
Well,
me.
where are the reasons why they would load sheep? And is it just for the meat, or is it like to transport? Is there a reason why they would load a sheep alive?
You know, in our country, we have different beliefs, like every country. So sometimes they bring the sheep for meat, and sometimes they bring the sheep maybe to appease the ancestors, you know.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, but we don't know the main reason.
Okay.
But then we hear afterwards when the sheep is here, I'm going to be holding a feast for appeasing the ancestors.
Oh,
You know,
interesting.
so
Okay.
because in our country we have people who believe in ancestral worship or syncretism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, those kind of things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So is the so I'm like super curious about this now. So now whenever they load sheep, they have to be slaughtered before they go into the pod.
We
Is that
try to
correct?
do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we try to
It's-
do that unless if someone really comes with like a plea, which sometimes it has to go through our director of ops, and then whether he approves or
Oh, okay.
disapprove.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
right now primarily we have to slaughter it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't want sheep pee all over.
You can imagine.
Oh boy. Good answer, Rethabile. Good answer. That's great.
I'm sure you have seen that. I think the ATK have seen such.
Yeah.
And it's actually so corrosive. If it could just seep into the panels, you have to like chase it, like you eliminate that, because on the skin of the airplane or the panels, if you
Yeah.
can leave it for a week, it's just bad enough that you're going to see some results.
Oh, really? Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I guess like this would affect like maintenance on the
Oh,
plane,
yeah.
wouldn't it? Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
Has there
Oh.
been a time where you've had to like that instance actually has happened and you've had to
Yeah,
put the
no.
plane into maintenance and clean it
Yeah,
up?
I remember one time I've been asked to go to Messi Air, to help out. They had like a big inspection going on, and they have this airplane actually was holding dogs, wild dogs from Mozambique to South Africa
Okay.
for breed, something like that. And then I was like, yeah, we're so happy we cleaned the pee. I was like, where did you guys load the sheep? I mean the dogs. I was like, in the cabin. Oh, did you have like a tap in there? They said, yeah, and then we just cleaned it, but it's still smelling. I was like, I bet it's inside the belly.
Oh,
And they were about to go to fly with that airplane. I was like, if you guys don't mind, you need to open those panels up. And then we opened like 4 or 5 panels, and voila, it
they
was
were
just
there.
a pee,
Yeah.
a puddle of
This is the
pee
first time I've ever heard
in
like
that.
this.
And then I was like, oh, TK, you know what? We have no idea that would go as far as that. I was like, we've seen it.
Oh,
We've been, like Rethabile said, we've been taking sheeps. I've seen it.
yeah.
It can seep in there. They roll, they go, they are not tied,
Yeah.
but it can seep in there and easy. And then they were like, wow, we thought
Wow.
we cleaned it.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh man. Well, I was going to ask you, TK, what are some maintenance jobs that you've had to do that are a little bit less routine, but maybe
Yeah.
that was one of them. But
Yeah, and sometimes with head injury, people also blood also can seep in there, and also at times you're not gonna see it. Come like a detailed inspection of cabin. Then when we open the panels and everything, that's when we see that, and then we clean it really good, and try with some disinfectant and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So make sure that we take care of our airplanes very good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, as you clean those, I imagine it's a reminder of who was on this plane and why they need the airplane, right?
Amen. Yeah, that's very true. Because also there are a lot of things that will come into your mind. We've seen the guy who came in here. You remember the story. At times the ops guys they know them better, but at times they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that guy was here, was badly injured. This is this," and then we are like, "Yeah, I remember I've seen him going back home smiling," and I was like, "Wow, okay, yeah." I guess that's my contribution. That's
Yeah,
why I'm here.
there you
That's
go.
why, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. What about like working with the MAF staff who come from from America or from Canada, and like, you know, they're them kind of like walking alongside you guys through the maintenance or through loading, and like how do they speak into your guys' roles?
It's a bit tricky because at times we'll be battling with personalities.
Yeah.
You know, being also an employee, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I still need to like learn learn. I was like, okay. At times, like I said, you be tricky, you know, sometimes you're like, oh man, because you're still gonna battle with the cultural
Sure. Yeah.
values and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, they are used to not greet anybody else, you know. So I started showing, oh yeah, this is how we do things. Oh, you TK do this, Rethabile do this. It's like, man, you okay?
Oh, no.
I did not sleep at your place, you know? And this is how we do things. You know, those are just little things that also, if we if you're coming maybe from overseas and also you were not maybe, of course you're not going to master everything else, but at least the basics. Oh yeah, this is how they do things, and at least so that you don't fumble a lot, and
Yeah.
at least you kind of like
Yeah.
understand, so that also if you are not going to get lost. So it's a little bit tricky, but at the same time, as you grow, get to learn, okay, I still have room for myself to learn. I still have room for myself also to be able to grow. So it's not, I've not reached the level where I'm saying no, I cannot grow anymore. So and so can come with a different aspect, and also be having an open minded of learning and wanting to know more. So that's basically what I've learned. Even the toughest guys that I used to think they were tough, at the end of the day, I was like, wow, that was just a training, and thank God
Oh, okay.
I stick around and learn, and also be able to embrace that,
Yeah.
you know.
How about yourself, Rethabile?
Yeah, I think like the example that TK has made, like in our culture, it's a must that we greet each other, you know, before anything else. And so if someone just comes in and says, hey, let's do this without greeting, that's a little bit negative, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's something that is within us, you know.
Yeah.
It shows respect, it shows some
Yeah.
things like that. And so learning about different cultures has
Yeah.
really grown me a lot. You know, it's those dynamics which I think God is using to show us we are His children. We are from different cultures, but we are from the same family through
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Cool.
You know,
Yeah.
and so it's a learning path.
Yeah.
From my view,
Well.
and then at the end of the day, after we are able to sit down and, hey guys, I think we are not understanding this and this and that, and then they explain to us, in our culture, no, we hardly do that, or like shaking hands.
Yeah.
It's difficult for them or stuff, and so we end up like, oh, okay, so they're not doing this deliberately.
Yeah.
That's just how they
Sure.
are.
They
Sure.
are,
And
yeah.
possibly they are also learning some things from us which are shocking them.
Yeah.
And
that's
so it's a learning path
Yeah.
for me.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't know if I greeted everybody in my time being here, so I apologize. I feel like I offended you guys.
That's why
Sorry.
that's why every time I meet with you, I've been greeting you.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No,
Because I understand.
No, I walked in this morning and I said, TK, Rethabile, you're doing the podcast later today. Just that's it. And I walked away.
And also,
No greeting.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
And also, it's after we sat down, like with, I remember, like I said, we used to work with Mike Schatz. He once sometimes like, oh yeah, TK, you know what? We can bend the whole tank of fuel and then just missing the mark instead of asking somebody, hey, what's the direction to so and so, up until they guess it's it's empty in a tank, going that way, and then because they are like, I got it, But with us, I don't want to empty the tank. I would rather ask, hey, what's the direction to so and so's place?
Yeah.
Even I don't want to like fumble because after all, we've seen some guys who like come in and was like, go to the bathroom. And then after he left the bathroom, he went to another bathroom. I was like, didn't say anything to anybody, just walk into the shop and then go straight to that thinking he knows where he's going. And then after like opening 5 doors and then he come back to me, it's an offense. If you do that here, you are like, now when you come back to me, we just keep quiet and then look at you, man, you got it. So that's how you got it.
In America, no, when you're driving around, like I'm saying this because I do this. It's like I would rather not try to figure it out myself than ask for directions. And my gas tank will go real low sometimes.
So you know what we are talking about.
But now we have Google Maps, and so we can
so
it's lifesaver.
No, that's very good also. And also sometimes even the Google map could stumble, the network or something. Just, man, now what? That old habit could just comes and shoots up. It's like, oh, I got it. Anyway, that's funny.
So but also, I imagine that like the missionaries who come here, the MA pilots and their families, and the mechanics and their families, you guys speaking into their lives about your own culture, they get to learn. I imagine they're now greeting you. Do they greet you? Are they greeting you? No?
Yes. Definitely, like we are saying, sometimes we do like sit down all together as a team and maybe share some opinions and differences,
That's
and
great.
then we are able to learn from them and they're able to learn from us.
That's great.
And so it helps us to work together in a better way.
Okay.
So
good.
yes, it's to your question, yes, they are greeting us.
I felt like maybe I'm throwing the staff under the bus here a little bit.
No.
And also, just to add on to that, here in Maseru, people are not going to be offended that much because we sort of get familiarized or maybe get to talk to them freely and also to understand a little more, maybe being the city and stuff like that. But in the mountains, oh my goodness, you are going to struggle. So that's why I was like, at least if you like learn the basics of where you're going as a missionary, you are going to make friends easy by at least even trying to know the basic of greetings, saying Dumela and Ade Dumela me. To them, even if you could say it incorrectly, but you're trying, you really trying to reach out to them. That's kind of like excite them, and they'll be attentive to whatever that you want to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
it's that whole idea of just make the effort, even if it's really bad. Your Sesotho is really bad.
Yes,
they still appreciate that you tried.
Yeah, they normally say like first impressions.
It opens doors.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there? So, I mean, I think we're coming up a little bit on time here, but is there anything else you guys want to share about your experiences here at MAF? Like, anything you want to say that we haven't touched on?
I'm not sure, but I think it's a matter of showing some gratitude and growing. Growing is one of the difficult things in life, but at the same time, it's one of the most beautiful things. Sometimes we don't even need to wait for people to tell us that we have grown, but you can see, and so sometimes even when people come and say, hey man, hi, you are different from yesterday, it gives you more energy to do better tomorrow, and so I think from my side, being here, when I came as a boy, now a man with 2 kids and a wife, it's a great privilege to see how I have grown spiritually, physically, mentally, and holistically. So I think MAF, it's really contributing a lot in my positive growth in life.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's cool. Thank you. That's great.
Yeah, I pretty much can say the same thing because I started as a boy too, and I've learned. I've basically taught everything that I know today. Being welding, being driving, be fixing airplanes, so everything. So that's also it's growing, and also being patient. Also, knowing that I don't know everything. Even what used to maybe upset me back then, now I could like look back. I was like, oh, was I upset about this? That's growth.
Yeah.
Also, and because with all these years and now with age wise with where I am close to 50, so also that's growth. And
Yeah.
what used to make me upset now not anymore. It's just a path. And I was like, oh yeah,
That's
I've learned
great.
a lot through different guys, and they've touched my life, and I hope so too. I've impacted their lives one way or other.
Yeah.
So yeah, and yeah,
That's great. Oh
cool.
man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So normally at this point, like in the episode, I would like ask like, what are some hobbies of yours? Or like what kind of books or something like that. But because I'm like, this is my time in Lesotho, and I kind of want to just like talk to you guys about like my experiences being here.
Okay.
'Cause
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
been really fun.
That'll be
So-
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you guys were when the team would offer me lunches or food, like, hey, what would you like for lunch?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, oh, what do you guys usually eat? And they say like steak and papa. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, the word steak is in there, so I'm totally in for it, kind of thing. Okay, cool. This is great. And so,
Okay.
but that was like, I've grown to love like steak and papa.
Oh, nice.
But like, what is that? So, people in the US will know what steak is, but like, what's papa? Can you guys like explain that to me? I've been eating it, but
It's really maize,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah.
grinded. Instead of a corn now, it was dry and then taken to a mill and then grinded. So we sort of boil water,
Uh-huh.
and when the water is boiling, and then put the meal in there.
Mhm.
You just have to be doing it time and again to
Yeah.
know how much you're putting in
Yeah.
there, so that you are not going to
Yeah.
make it really hard
Yeah.
or really soft.
Yeah.
Some guys like it different.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
if you are making it for like old people, they would like it really soft. So you need to know what are the peoples
Sure,
that you are
sure.
you are
Do
doing
you guys
this.
do you guys like papa and
Yeah.
steak? And what's your go-to meal when you're out here?
I think definitely I would say as Basotho we love papa and nama. Nama
Oh.
is meat.
Oh, okay.
So like you said
Amen.
about the steak,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the men. I'm not sure about the women, but I think even the ladies do. But real men, according to us Basotho, they eat pap and steak.
Pop and steak.
Yes, we say it's papa and nama.
Funny enough, in my home, my wife and my son are the ones who like papa. I can eat steak with bread, rice. Not that I can't eat papa, but they can push me. Oh, we need papa. I was like, who cares about papa? I grew up eating papa. I'll go for macaroni. I'll go for spaghetti. I'll go for rice and bread. But if maybe for instance I'll be left by myself, and then I will not cook papa, because also to clean the pot, it's not fun.
That's why you make your kids do it, right?
Exactly.
Funny. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
great. No, I've
So-
been really enjoying
Yeah.
that. And then you guys taught me dominoes
Yeah.
for the first time, and that was absolutely brutal. You guys are like vicious in that game. I think like I went like 3 rounds without scoring a single point.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, it can happen to anybody. don't beat yourself too much about it. My son is like 10 years, but sometimes he beat me. He beat us. We played it together. Because it's also about how they are connecting, how they are playing it.
Yeah.
You can think you've got to figure it out, only to find that this one is pushing it that way, and then you thought by the time it get to me, I'm gonna go this way, and that unaware that they have other strategies. So it's really complex.
Yeah.
But at least if you have like, at least I have this formula in my head that I want to shoot based on what I have. This is what I'm going to push. I'm going to push this one because I am dominant with these numbers. So I'm going to push towards this number 6 if maybe you have more 6s or more 1s, more. So that's basically how I played it.
It's so much counting in my head.
Oh yeah.
I'm a photographer for a reason. I can't do the math.
You can.
Do the math.
If I can do it, everybody else can do it. So yeah.
So if you guys ever visit Lesotho, MAF and Lesotho, play dominoes with these two. They'll show how it's really done. So okay. And then the last thing that was I thought was really neat is that you guys give Sesotho names to the American, or just the overseas staff here. So which was really neat, because we were in the villages and they asked us, could I introduce myself? Oh, my name is Lem, and they ask, oh, what is your Sesotho name? And I don't have a Sesotho name. And so they're like, oh, we'll give you one. And so they gave me Tumelo.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, oh, what's that mean? Like, oh, it means faith. Yeah. Like, oh, great. That's great.
Wow,
yeah. I was like, oh, that's so good. I was like, oh man. I felt yeah. But the best part is that my colleague who travels with me, Jennifer, she got a Sesotho name too, because she was there. And they gave her, I can't even say it. It's like, it's the Sesotho, it's the English word is blessing.
Yes, I heard that her name is Matlohonolofatso.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Maholononofatso.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that one.
So it means mother of blessings.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh man, no, I wish I had that name. So,
that's why I told you to make you jealous. But you have a good name too. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's great. It's been yeah. My time here has been really fantastic, and to be honest, like seeing kind of just how this program functions, and I was thinking like, man, without you guys and without the mechanics and the loaders and unloaders and all you guys, what you guys do, it's this place would be a very difficult place to work at.
Yeah.
So, and that's not just because of your hands and your feet, but also just what you bring to the team. So,
amen.
Thanks for being on the podcast. Thanks for being like a part of MAF. Like I thank God for bringing the team here. So it's been really great.
Wow. Thank you so much for having us. And we are really grateful for being part of the podcast, and also for being part of the MAF family, and especially for being part of God's kingdom. So we praise God for that.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks guys for watching. And if you ever have an opportunity to come out to Lesotho, you should definitely come out. And it's a beautiful, beautiful country. Just come out in November or December, because if you live in the Northern Hemisphere and you come out in July, it's going to be really cold. Because I'm like layered up. I have like 3 layers on right now, and it's July. So,
oh yeah,
yeah. So, well, you guys take care. If you guys have any comments or thoughts, definitely put those comments in the comment section below, or email us at podcast@maf.org. And you can also watch more episodes at maf.org/podcast. So, till next time, guys. Enjoy.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
And then we talk for a little bit here as the credits roll and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. Good job,
It's
guys.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your guidance.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.